Hello and welcome to another edition of Face to Face on City TV. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadou. My guest today is a very familiar face when you're used to television, but he wants to change careers now, or maybe improve careers. He wants to become a politician in addition to a movie actor. He also calls himself an occasional farmer. We interrogate that. He wants to be a member of Parliament representing the people of Ayawaso West, but can he do it? When we return, I'll introduce you to my guest. My guest on Face to Face today is the last born of 3 children.
Yeah.
The only man amongst girls. Seto, John Seto Dumelo. You're welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you, boss. How are you?
I'm okay. Aside knowing that you are the last boy amongst, girls, yeah, which I believe will make your head big. What else should I know about you?
That I used to be a mass server.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
really?
I'm a Catholic, yes, and so I used to.
Were you ever planning to be a pope?
No, my mother was planning for me to be a priest.
Okay.
But it didn't.
But your likeness of some
Yeah.
things would just not let you.
Yeah, the inside be different from the outside.
Oh,
so
I see.
yeah, so I mean, I was a mass server in Tema, St. Joseph's the Catholic Church, for a couple of years. So
Wow.
that's what people probably don't know about me.
Interesting.
And I'm a staunch Catholic, yes.
Interesting. I
Yes.
see. But people know you more as a movie actor.
Yeah.
Is it the case that your big sisters were into movies, your parents were into movies?
No, I think for me it's about what happened in 1990 when I did my first film, which was called Baby Thief. That time it was Gamma Film Industries, and I went to Christ the King School in Switchback Road. And so they were casting for Baby Thief, so they just crossed the road to Christ the King, and they were looking for a male and a female, which happened to be myself and my elder sister, Annette. And
you both starred?
We both starred in it, and so that's how come. So we starred in it. We shot around the country: Koforidua, Fienya, Accra. I still remember those things. That's about 20 years ago. No, that's about 30 years ago, actually.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sorry, 30 years ago. I still remember all those location shots and everything, and that's probably how it began.
So you've always been a Dadabi?
Not necessarily. I mean,
you went to Christ the King, you lived in Tema. Where do you live? Sakumonos, Tema, Cantonments?
Tema Community 6. That's where I grew up. That's where I was born and raised. But that not be that I be.
No, you were doing movies, being chauffeured around the country. You've always been enjoying fame, haven't you?
No. Well, I think at that point I really wasn't enjoying it. I remember very well. There was a time I went to church and there were some kids teasing me. Oh, there's a guy on TV and stuff, and I started crying. I don't know why.
They were teasing you,
Yeah.
so they saw it as a disadvantage, or
I really don't know at that point in time. But God bless those boys wherever they are.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So, were you paid for that, or it was
No, I was paid.
How much?
I was paid 20,000 CDs then.
That would be 2,000.
No, that's two CDs now.
20,000.
CDs.
1991.
90, yeah.
I was in class 5. You were earning 20,000. That's a lot of money. And wow, you were 7 years old then.
Yeah, I was. Yes.
And then, so it just hit you that you had to go into movie. What
Yeah.
was the reaction of your parents?
No, I mean, for them, my parents are just liberal people. For them, it's about do what you want to do, literally. And so for them, they were okay. They were okay with it, And so it was then that it dawned on me that okay, maybe I could do this acting thing and or the whole creative art industry.
So did your parents get involved in any way? Were they into movies? What was
No,
the kind of profession your parents
I mean,
were?
my dad is an engineer. Chemical engineer. My mom was.
He was called John Dumelo.
Yes,
He's called John Dumelo.
Yes,
And you also called John Dumelo.
Yeah.
And your son is John Dumelo.
Yes.
Why? Your family can't be creative with a new.
No, we can't.
For someone who is creative, you can't come up with a new name.
We are not that creative when it comes to names. And actually, we have a lot of Johns in my extended family as well. Yeah.
John is an offensive term. When they say you're John and you have a lot of Johns.
So that one
in
is
your family.
John. John.
It's a pronunciation.
Yeah, but mine is John.
Oh, I see. And then your mother's side, what's she up to?
My mother is a retired customs officer. She worked as an assistant commissioner at SEPS, Customs Excise and Preventive Service, back in those days. And so, Did
that take you to Aflawo or any of the border?
I actually did, yes. In those days, we used to go to Aflawo a lot, Petoi. Those times Aflawo, we used to enjoy those cocktail. Now it's become very common, those cocktail, the canned drinks and malt, the Togolese malt, all those. So I used to go to Aflawo a lot, and I used to know a little bit about customs and duties and taxes and so on and so forth, yes.
Were you worried that some custom officers collect bribe to let people bring goods from Togo?
No, that one I don't know about that.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You don't remember or you don't know?
I don't know. I beg.
So you finished basic school and went to which high school?
The best high school, Achimota School.
Whatever. And then you proceeded to
Tech, yes.
And then you decided to go and study civil engineering.
Yes.
Why?
Actually, my dad wanted me to study engineering, because he studied chemical. My other uncle studied biochemistry, and so I was like, go and study civil engineering. And
he chose your course for you?
Literally, yes.
And you were not, you didn't have a say really?
Yeah, you can't have
Did you take it grudgingly, or you thought, well, this is something I could do?
I just thought, this is something I can do, let me just, try it. And then, but my heart was always, like I said, in the arts industry, because I remember the first year in tech, I entered a competition, Mr. University, which I won.
Which was what, to show Maxwell?
No. If you see how skinny I
was.
Good
looks?
I don't know what
swag?
I don't know. But even before that, even in Achimota School, I was in the drama club, that was in SS3. And even in SS3, I won an award which was called the Flyers Guy in Motown, So by and large, I think, I was geared towards the entertainment industry and the creative arts and, all those things that come with it.
Was there anyone consciously or unconsciously pushing you into the arts, or you yourself thought that, look, this is what I'm cut out for, so even though I'm going to study civil engineering, to hell with the engineering works?
Well, nobody. I think, and this is where I say, God plays an important part in people's lives. And every day when you pray to God to give you wisdom or to show you the way, He reveals certain things to you. And so even though you're going left, maybe it is right that you want to go. And so for me, it's like nobody pushed me. I just loved that whole entertainment space. And so after tech, I started doing TV commercials, on television. Then I started doing a game show on TV3 in the night, and then during the day. And then I started doing a series called About to Wed, which was also airing on TV3 as well.
This was at what age?
No, this was 2008.
So this was almost 20 years after your first
almost 20 years after. Yeah.
Okay, but so this was the second time you were appearing on screen after the Baby Thief.
Yes. But then even before that, that was early 2000s. I started in a series called Sun City, which was produced by Kwame Boedi, and so on and so forth. So I've always had that film thing in me, and so I started doing About to Wed, and then commercials, and then started The King Is Mine, and then started Perfect Picture, and then I started doing movies, started going to Nigeria to film, and then everything just kickstarted.
The sex scenes we watch in movies.
Be true.
Are you sure?
Even me did it.
No, but me I watch. I see him.
Well, I mean that's the beauty of filmmaking. You can angle it in such a way that it looks true or it looks real. As for the kissing part, yes, that's for that one. Yes.
It's possible, or it's real.
It's real.
So like proper morphing.
I mean, if you see two mouths coming, yes, that's real. But there's also an angle that you can do in such a way that it looks like there's kissing taking place. That's if you take an OS shot, it looks like you're kissing.
The smooching too may be true.
It is true.
But the Atumpa, that one is not true.
No, it's not true. I've never witnessed any, or I've never done any sex scene where I'm actually, penetrating, or for lack of a better word, no.
But you make us so close. That's coitus interruptus.
Yeah, but so close is not.
Or the director will cut you when you are.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the edge and then the director say, "Hey John, stop fooling me on camera"?
Oh, baby, at that part I know the fool. I won't. No, I'm not. You see, the thing about filmmaking for me, I don't know about for other actors. The thing about filmmaking is whenever we're doing a sex scene, there are cameras around, there are people around, and so it will be quite embarrassing to put feelings inside you into it. I mean, feelings, and then after that you are embarrassed because your little one wants to get up and so on and so forth. So it's quite embarrassing. So for me, it's a psychological thing.
So you do it as purely business?
Yeah, do it as purely, you are acting.
Because you're looking at how much money you get at the end of the day.
Not necessarily.
But you consider the money too, don't you?
I mean, yes, every profession, everybody gets paid with whatever work they're doing.
So there are so many women who crush on you. I'm sure
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they haven't told you. They told me, so I'm just telling you.
So you forgive me the names.
No, I'll give you there. Somewhere in University of Ghana campus. I think you've gone to those halls. We'll discuss that one shortly.
No problem.
But is there anyone you've fallen so close to while, genuinely acting a movie with someone you thought, okay, this is a lady, she's
You
so
mean like
pretty.
an actress as well?
Yes.
No.
Someone you're playing a role with?
No.
Never?
No. It's purely business. You go in, you act, you leave. I've acted with literally almost all the female actresses in Ghana and Nigeria, and of course other parts of Africa as well. But there's nothing like, you want to attach feelings to the thing now.
You don't go beyond that?
No, I don't go beyond that. I stop at a certain level.
I see. Would you accept and agree that Nigeria does better in the movie industry than we do?
No, I will never accept
You don't?
that. No. Due to their population, naturally they would have more producers than Ghana. But in terms of quality of films, in terms of delivery, in terms of everything, we are
storyline.
Yeah, storyline, we are part. If you go to other African countries, if you go to East Africa, some parts of West Africa, and so on and so forth, you realize that they enjoy West African films, both Ghana and Nigeria. And so if you're talking about quantity, yes, Nigeria, of course, they produce more films than us, but we are also trying our best.
Do they not pay their actors more?
It's relative. It all depends on your negotiating power. I can go to Lagos, or I can even be in Ghana, and somebody might get paid more than me. That doesn't mean anything. It's just based on my negotiating power with the producer, because there are some producers who are my friends. They'll say, Charlie John, so I don't get money, help me, just get this, and let's just do this movie. And when you have passion and when you have love for the industry, you just sometimes overlook these things.
So they don't have better. They don't even have better actors than us.
No, they do. They do.
They do have better.
They do have better actors than us. We also have better actors than them. And it's
no, but if you're putting a boot for boots, and credit to John MAHAMA, who would be the better industry player in terms of movie?
To be honest, we are at par.
You sure?
Yeah. We are
you
par.
sure?
Yeah.
How many shooting places do you have, for instance? In Ghana, if you wanted to shoot a movie, where are the typical places you go to? And I'm sure compared that to Nigeria, the country is huge. They have so many scenes you can use and sceneries.
The thing about filmmaking is that most of the time is indoors and outdoors. But when a lot of Nigerians come to Ghana, they say, we have locations. We have, exotic locations that they can film in. And it's same in Nigeria, of course. But when you are filming, you also look at the storyline, and based on the storyline, you'll be able to film towards that direction. Recently we did a film, Perfect Picture, 10 years, and Shirley, based on the film, she chose certain locations that would align to the storyline. And so if you're shooting a film that is about office work and so on and so forth, you can go to any office and film. So
what is the movie industry in Ghana lacking?
We are lacking transformation onto the technological platforms. 10 years ago, a lot of people knew about Netflix. 10 years ago, a lot of people didn't know about Netflix. 10 years ago, a lot of people didn't know about certain things. 10 years ago, the success of your film is based on the number of CDs you sell. And so you can do a film and say, hey, I sold 100,000 copies, I sold 200,000 copies. Hey, it's a major success. And then you sell the rights to US, UK, Australia, other places as a producer, and then they produce it they duplicate the VCDs and then they sell it. But these days, I don't think there's any VCD player in anybody's house. Everything is online.
Sure.
And so it's left with us to be able to migrate onto the digital platform so that we know that, okay, look, at this point, when you do a film and you premiere it, how else are the people going to watch it? A lot of people have smartphones these days. A lot of people use computers, laptops and stuff. It's becoming cheaper, and so people are getting onto the technological age. And so it's about time we we migrate from physical to, you know, digital, so that when you do a film, you put it on a website, people can log in and watch, and everybody will be happy. And so that is what we are lacking. It's not a matter of, you know, the industry is dead or so on and so forth.
But can you really make money from movies? I mean, where everybody has a pen drive and just slotting in and out, grabbing people's movies and going to watch. All you need is a VLC player. How do people really make money? Producers from
you mean
this
now?
industry? Yeah, no, because CDs, you could sell a physical CD,
yes,
unless when they dab it. But a physical CD, you know how much money you've made.
Yes.
But this one, someone copies, rips it off, puts it on a laptop, and then they start distributing. Someone may upload it on their portal.
I mean, that's true, but you have so many paying platforms, and so what the producers do is once you produce the film, you are able to, you know, sell the rights to certain TV stations or sell the rights to certain online platforms, which at least you can make your money back. And then, of course, you also have product placements when you're doing a film. So companies come in and just, you know, give you a couple of, you know, CDs here and there just to put their products.
What do you think of the copyright issue, where television stations show people's movies without, you know, their prior consent and not paying them a dime? What do you think of that?
I think that's wrong. That is wrong, and that is not fair, because you have to be able to give credit to whoever produced the film. You have to be able to go to them and say that, you know what, I want to show your film, so here's whatever it is, let me put it on my TV station. But when all these things are structured, I don't think we would have such problems. But piracy, of course, is a global problem, and there are things that we are dealing with.
If you're a minister for arts and creative arts, if you were minister for creative arts, what would be your specific interest and action points in the movie industry?
I think for us, like I said, you know, migrating from the physical to the digital platform will be the first one. And number two, being able to, you know, help the producers or the creative art industry in Ghana. Look, Kwame Nkrumah had a wonderful vision for Ghana in terms of creative art. Of course, he set up Gamma Films and so on and so forth. He had interest in it. The thing we don't realize is that the creative arts can sell a country to a different level. I mean, I've had the chance to travel. I've been to, and of course it's creative arts and tourism. I've been to, you know, the Caribbean, and sometimes when I go, I mean, 2 years ago I was in Trinidad and Tobago. I was in Trinidad, I was in Tobago, I was in Grenada, I was in Barbados. And when I go, I ask questions. Okay, so you guys, your GDP and so on and so forth, what is the input? And they say it's tourism. It's tourism that drives the economy. And so if a country like that is doing that, Ghana can also do the same. And so for me, putting things into perspectives in terms of the creative art industry can raise a lot of money for Ghana. We have everything in Ghana that there are people willing to visit Ghana because of our culture. And so let's develop our culture. Recently, a year ago, I was in South Africa, and I mean, when you are touring the place, they'll take you to a village where the chief is there and the chief sits down, and you know, you have meal with the chief and his people and his daughters and so on and so forth. I mean, we're happy about learning about their culture, but when it comes to Ghana, we're not able to do the same. And so there are so many things we can do. I mean, we produce a lot of shea butter, but up to now, I don't know if we have something called the shea butter village, where you go and I mean, there are a little bit small ones in the north, but we should be able to industrialize it and know that, oh, when you come to Ghana, you go to this place, they actually have a whole little village that talks about shea butter production. They take you through the process and so on and so forth. So we have so many opportunities in Ghana.
Do you still act? Would you still continue to act?
When I have time, yes.
So you still act?
Yeah.
And even if you go into politics and you have the chance, you act?
Yeah, when I become member of Parliament,
it's in your blood?
Yes.
I see.
They allow me.
Do you want to have a role that you're sitting back and directing now, so that you are the producer and all of those things, or you simply want to continue to be acting?
No, I mean, acting is like playing football. You play football at a point in time, and then after that, you also have other branches or avenues that you can still input. And so, yes, I could direct, I could produce, I could still act, and you know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak Fanti.
Okay, so say it in Fanti that I speak Fanti, so I know that you speak Fanti.
No, it's for some languages I don't know how to say I speak in that. But I speak Fanti, okay. I speak Twi, I speak Ga. My airway is improving tremendously. I speak a little bit of Hausa. I speak a little bit of Wale. And then, of course, I speak French.
Where do you learn Wale from?
Katuma.
Yeah, where did you learn that? You went to live in Wa?
No, I go to Wa a lot.
Okay.
Based on, campaigns, based on farming, based on other things as well.
You speak French. Where did you learn that?
It started from Christ the King, and then, of course, me traveling to other African countries.
You speak it well, or is it the one for tuno purposes?
We can speak. I mean,
really?
I will struggle because I don't have anybody to speak with. I'll struggle, but you probably know what I'm saying. You
didn't learn any local Nigerian language?
I speak a little bit of Igbo as well.
Okay.
And Yoruba, a little bit, just enough to buy something or pay for something or say you want this and that.
This is not a movie review. This is face-to-face on City TV. We are having a conversation with a movie actor. Now he wants to go into politics. So when we come back, I'm going to ask him why he thinks that all of these things will translate into votes. It will not be the first time someone in the movie industry is attempting to go into politics. Some have been successful. You remember Fritz Bafo. Others have been given a bloody nose. You're welcome back to Face to Face. My name is Sanda Amado. This is City TV. My guest is John Dumelo, actor, parliamentary hopeful, Ayawaso West, Wuogon. In 2014, I've seen somewhere that you hit 1 million, is it followers or likes on Facebook? Yeah. Is that what fooled you into thinking you can be a politician because you have 1 million people on social media? You think you can get 1 million in the constituency?
No, I mean now it is 5.1 million.
Oh, it has improved.
Yeah, it has.
Are these real human beings or
these
robots?
Are real. No, these are real.
Okay.
These are real.
Are some of them in your constituency?
Yes, some of them are. But I do not base my entry into politics on the numbers I have on social media. It's about doing something on the ground. Social media can fool you. I mean, yes, I have 5 million on Facebook, I have 3 million on Instagram, I have 1 million on Twitter, but that doesn't mean that, these guys would vote for me because I'm standing for a position in Ghana. It is about me doing things to affect them positively on the ground. Okay. And for them to realize that, this is what John is doing in Ayawaso West. We saw it on social media. I think he's doing well. Let's give him a chance, and so on and so forth. So that my numbers on social media is not something that...
But are these numbers you're commercializing? Are you making money from these numbers, or is it just for the fans?
I mean, it's just for the fans. It's just to relate to them and so on and so forth. I'm not commercializing the numbers, some brands come and then they want to use me because of, the numbers I have, because having those numbers on social media is almost the same as, for lack of a better expression, owning a television. Because if I post a video, you can have 300,000-400,000 views, and that translates to having a TV station. And so, brands come and they say, hey, John, I want to use the social media, and so on and so forth. And so that's the little that I do.
When did you decide that you wanted to enter politics? What motivated you?
I think I decided in 2016.
That took you a long time.
Yes.
For someone born in 84.
Yeah. 2016.
2016?
Yeah.
As recent as 3 years ago or 4 years ago?
3 years ago, yes.
What happened? When was it a journey to Damascus moment? What may have happened?
Actually, it's a journey to Israel.
Okay.
I started involving myself into active politics in 2012.
Okay.
When I campaigned for the NDC in 2012. But
was this a contract to campaign for the NDC as movie people, or it was something you did out of genuine love for NDC?
It was something I did out of genuine love. But when they see that you are doing something out of genuine love, they put you in a group and say, okay, it's like you being a lawyer, and they say, we know this guy is, campaigning for the NDC. Let's put him under the legal team, and so on and so forth. And so I started campaigning in 2012 for the NDC. But before that, I grew up in an NDC family.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my dad is NDC. My grandfather is actually Obeda Sama, who is the former Attorney General and Foreign Affairs Minister. And so I grew up in that sphere.
Obeda Sama is your grandfather?
Yeah.
Your mother's side?
Actually, my grandmother's brother.
Okay.
So my father's uncle.
So you're from Likbe?
Yeah, I'm from Likbe Bala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Akpiali.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's
you speak the
Sepele.
Oh,
yeah.
Can you rattle a few lines? I speak Ewe, Tongu, and maybe.
Well, I speak
and
Sepele.
Amro, but I'm not sure I can speak that one.
I speak Sepele. It's Guan.
Okay, so these are Guan people.
These are Guan people.
So that's what they call what? Likpe.
Sao.
Yeah, Sao.
Likpe, Akpafo, Lolobi.
Yes.
Yeah, Likpe, Akpafo, Lolobi.
Santro Kofi.
Santro Kofi as well. Yes.
Interesting.
Akpafo as well.
Akpafo.
Yes.
So there's always been an NDC something in your house.
Yes.
And then in 2012, it was a natural choice for you. You didn't have any difficulty, hesitation.
No. So yeah, 2012.
Was it John Mahama who attracted you to NDC or NDC that attracted you to NDC?
I mean, based on the fact that I grew up in an NDC home and stuff. Of course, my mom is MPP. But
your mom is MPP?
She's not like a typical strong in, but she's a sympathizer of the MPP because my grandfather, who is an Ashanti from Tetrim, he was an MPP. He was a UP guy. Okay. But he died early, so we didn't develop that side. But and so I come from two different sides. But so it was NDC in me, and so it was okay. I'm attracted to NDC. Let me see what I can contribute to the NDC.
But why in 2012? What was significant about 2012? Because
in 2012 the campaign season had started, and so I was called upon also based on my little post here and there. And then some people identified, but John said he'd be NDC guy, so let's rope him in. I did a few commercials.
So was this the Mills NDC or the MAHAMA NDC?
This was the Mills, the ending part of the Mills NDC transitioning into the MAHAMA NDC.
Was it the personalities that attracted you? And I've asked this question, but you didn't answer. So yes. Was it the personalities or the party? I just wanted to be sure.
It was both.
Okay, so both. Mills attracted you to the NDC?
Both, yes. So Mills, MAHAMA, and other personalities.
Who in the NDC harvested you?
Who in the NDC? I think it's the NDC body as a whole. I cannot.
Was there any guy who said, or was there any guy who was sent officially to reach out to you?
No. There was no guy sent officially to. I mean, but because I have so many NDC friends, and then I have other people as well that I look up to in the NDC, and so everything just adds up one step, at a time, and then.
But you had never done politics, not even student politics.
I stood for Queen's Hall. I stood for secretary and I lost in the election.
You were in a hall called Queen's Hall?
Yes. I stood for secretary and I lost. And then I stood for the organizing secretary for CESA, Civil Engineering Students Association, and I won. And so those are the two.
I'm sure they are hurt that you won their thing, but you never practiced. You don't even
Yes. But at that time, I remember so well that election, the CESA election. Charlie, you can't be complacent in elections because whenever I enter the classrooms, John, forget, John, but we know you already. Yeah. And I won by just 8 votes.
Wow, and you're looking at everybody and like, really?
Yeah, that's all. The fear delegates, it started from that time.
In your head. Yeah. But so again, I'm still interested. Why in 2012, in that time of your life, you decided that all right, politics? Hold on a moment, I want to do politics. Why politics and why NDC? I mean, aside the fact that your family and relatives have been in there, why politics first of all?
I think I've always had...
You're not worried that politics was too bloody?
No, because when you're in the entertainment industry, it's pretty bloody as well. Okay. I mean, you have your fair share of controversies, and so you develop a thick skin. And so moving into politics or transitioning into politics is an easy thing. I mean, I speak to a lot of people and they say, Charlie John, I can't do politics because it's bloody and it's controversies and stuff. But I said, look, because I'm from an arts industry, I'm used to these things. And so transitioning into politics is pretty much easy.
Did you ever weigh NDC versus MPP to make your choice, or you just went with NDC?
No, I just went with NDC.
You didn't care what MPP had to offer? You didn't care that they had free SHS on the board?
In 2012?
Yes, it was mentioned.
It was mentioned, but we also were mentioning so many things as well.
Progressively free SHS, that's what you were mentioning at the time.
Yes, so we're mentioning other things at the time, and so you just get aligned. I got aligned.
You weren't concerned that your party at the time had been associated with so much corruption?
No.
That they were singing songs for your party saying that you were corrupt, and so you still you were willing to associate your brand with that.
Yes, but the fact that they were saying that we're corrupt, that doesn't mean we're corrupt.
How come when John Mahama won in 2013, he didn't give you a job in his government?
I wanted to, I want the government to come into power. I'm not looking for a remuneration. I'm not looking for, right now that I've campaigned for them, so what is in it for me? Are you going to give me a position? No.
You never lobbied?
No.
You were not approached?
No. I mean, I never lobbied. My job in my heart was to be able to campaign for the NDC in 2012, which I did after they won. It's cool.
What was your relationship with John Mahama like?
I mean, my relationship with him now is perfect, just as he's friends with other people. Yeah.
You vibe?
Yeah, we vibe.
You talk?
Yeah, we talk.
Does he pick your thoughts on some IT issues?
He picks the thoughts of everybody on
Does he pick
issues.
your thoughts?
He picks the thoughts of everybody.
Does he pick John Dumelo's
He
thoughts?
picks the thoughts of everybody.
Did he pick your thoughts on the movie industry in preparing his manifesto, for instance?
We have a creative arts board and a tourism board as well, which or a little committee, a private committee, which we've met once or twice to be able to put together the things that will be able to help the creative and the tourism industry.
So you were never given a job and you still went back on the campaign trail to campaign in 2016?
Yes.
How did you feel when you lost?
I mean, as an NDC person, I was sad. I was sad that we lost, but I see it as everything happens for a reason.
Did you see it coming? Okay, at what point did you think or know that you were going to lose as a party?
I think it was on that day. It was on that day when I realized that...
December 9?
No, the December 7th.
Okay, the day of the election.
The day of the elections. That's when I realized that, wow, people are not going out to vote. People in our strongholds are not going out to vote. And so based on that, Charlie, I don't think this thing will go on well for us. But prior to that, I remember I was in Cape Coast, and because my mom is from Cape Coast as well, so I was there having a conversation. Somebody made something up, passing that, we see market in the crab, but still I to Abama and all those things. And so I realized that Kotokraba market. So I realized that to some extent, the infrastructure that we did there, I don't know what happened, but some of the people were not happy. So that's when I was like, okay, maybe we need to work more, or we need to work harder to be able to change the minds of the people that love the infrastructure that we built. We are building it so that it can help livelihoods. It can help you as a market woman. The roads that we've done, it can help you to be able to move from point A to point B quickly, and so on and so forth. Then again, of course, I speak to a lot of people. There's this vulcanizer that I spoke to, and he said, John, but I said, but the road that they've done, it's to help your community. But when you speak to such people, of course, they are entrenched. I know where they are coming from. They are typical NPP people. And so, but now, speaking to the same person, clearly he's told me that, John, he's made a mistake.
Who would you blame for your defeat?
I don't blame anybody.
Nobody?
I don't blame anybody.
There was this theory of whether you should blame the horse or the jockey. Which one do you blame? And the horse is NDC, the jockey is John MAHAMA.
No, I don't blame anybody.
Really?
We all should take the blame.
No, you can't all take the blame.
We can all take the blame.
No, there were specific people who were given specific tasks to. There were national executives, there was a flag bearer, there was a running mate. These are people you should hold responsible, shouldn't you?
We shouldn't. If somebody has come to claim responsibility, that's fine. But for me, we should be responsible for our own defeat as NDC members. I can't say that, this person was responsible or that person was responsible. No.
Okay. Let's test your knowledge of the NDC, the party you want to stand on its ticket. What is the NDC? If you went to Germany and someone asked you in German what NDC is, what would you say?
You mean in the German language?
Don't say it in German language.
Okay.
Please speak English.
Dankeschön. I mean, we are social democrats, and based on how the party was formed from the PNDC era to the NDC era, I think it's a grassroots-based party. Like I said, social democrats. We believe in, creating policies and so on and so forth for a lot of people on the ground or in the base, and that is reflecting in our support base now. You realize that a lot of the NDC members are, for lack of a better expression, people down there, the masses who are down there, because we don't believe a lot in intellectuals and so on and so forth like some other people do believe in. We believe that, look,
so you don't want intellectuals in your party?
We have intellectuals.
But you don't believe in them?
We believe in them, but
So
I'm just saying that we start from the bottom up. But
explain that.
Bottom up. I mean, in economics, you have micro and macro. One of them deals with bottom up, the other deals with up and down. But we deal with the bottom up approach. We are gathering the masses and we are moving up to the top of the pyramid.
So you deal with ignorant, unexperienced people first before you deal with
I wouldn't say
experienced technocrats next.
I wouldn't say we deal with ignorant, unexpected people. We deal with everybody. But we start from the base up.
So you do try and error at the bottom?
We don't do try and error at the bottom.
Explain, I'm still lost.
No, we don't do trial. What I'm trying to explain to you is that NDC is a party for everybody. We don't. Say, we're a lawyer. We're a doctor.
MPP doesn't do that either.
Wow, they do that.
There are party offices everywhere. You can walk in and pick up a card. You can go to any rally of your choice. All you need is blue, white, and red.
Yeah, but when they are sharing positions, it's about
Are you sure?
When you're what's your name? So and so.
Why are you sure?
Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
There are so many examples.
Give me just one.
I mean, the NDC did a lot of. We've done a lot of press conferences, and if you look at the family and friends tags, I mean, come on.
Give me one person in the MPP who you think was given the job he was given because of who their father is or what level of bukulong they.
I can't give you one. There are so many. Of course, we all know that the president is surrounded by his family and his friends.
Are you sure? How many of his family and friends are?
A lot of them are there.
Mention three.
A lot of them are there.
Mention three.
A lot of them. You have the secretary. You have the
his
finance.
executive secretary.
Yes, and you have the finance minister. Should I continue? There are so many.
I give you three, so you
no.
still have
So that's what I'm saying. There are so many. There are so many.
Are you sure you're not just saying something because everybody's saying it? You don't have proof for it.
Are they not their relatives?
Yeah. What is wrong with that?
Nothing. But if you promised in January 2016 that you're not going to do family and friends, and then you come to power and you're doing family and friends, there's everything wrong with that.
So NDC doesn't check who you are before they give you a job?
No. It's about competence. It's about whether you're qualified for the job or not. And that is what we do.
This is still face-to-face on City TV. My guest is John Dumelo, and we're just testing his understanding of the NDC. Before he leads the party. Well, he already is supposed to be leading the party in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency, but how would he succeed? You are into philanthropy?
Yes.
Why?
I started my philanthropy about 10, 11 years ago. I remember the first donation I did was in a village in Wa, and that's when we started. I've done jobs there, and there's something funny that happened at Wa. I remember when I was going to Wa, the Fufuso Solar Road wasn't done, and the car that I was driving broke down like 4 or 5 times, and it took me about 4 hours to get from Fufuso to Wa, which now takes less than 2 hours. And so, I mean, this is just by the way, but so when people are talking about the road infrastructure, there are certain roads in Ghana, important roads in Ghana that, of course, the NDC did. But coming back to my foundation, yes, I started in 2010, and since then I've been doing a lot of charity work in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Guinea, in Ivory Coast, in Zambia, in Cameroon, and other African countries.
Upon all of this, if I Google you, one of the first stories that pops up is that you stole a government V8.
That's what I also heard.
When John MAHAMA left office.
Yeah, that's what I also heard.
Why did you steal a V8 if you have so much money that you're sharing?
I don't have so much money that I'm sharing. I'm just, the little I have is what I share.
Yeah, but it means you're content. That's what you're giving what you are, the leftover.
No, it's not about that. It's about having what you have, the little that you have, and sharing it.
Was that why you stole the V8?
No,
to sell and share with everybody?
I mean, look, every sensible person would say that, okay, so if you were given a vehicle, and then there's change of government, and then you can see them grabbing cars left and right, and then I am still driving a car that I supposedly stole, I wouldn't be driving the car that I supposedly stole.
No, you were not driving. According to the report, you had taken it to a sprayer shop. You were spraying it, specking it. They say you brought stuff from Dubai to spec it and pimp it, maybe, if you want to use the street language.
Okay, so let me explain. And so in 2016, a company that imports vehicles for the government approached me and said, look, John, we have some leftover V8s that the agency that we decided to import for, they said they don't want it again because of some other reason. And so, are you interested in buying one? I said, yes, of course, I'll buy one. And so I bought one. And then that's what I was using.
How much did you buy it for?
Oh, that one I can't disclose. But
No,
but at that time it was at that price.
If you have been trolled and dragged,
yes,
you should be able to provide as much information to clear your image as you can.
Yes, but I bought it. I bought the car.
You have
cash.
You have it in your name.
Yes, I bought the car. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't my name. I bought it. The reason being that
you paid with your money.
Yes,
but it was not in your name.
Yes, it wasn't.
The receipt was not written in your name.
No, the receipt.
Explain how that works.
Okay, so when you import something for the government, it is imported, when you check everything, it says imported for so-and-so agency. And so at the time I bought it, of course, we're in government and everything, and I didn't finish paying for it. And so I told the guy, you know what, when I can't give you the balance, then we can do the change of ownership and so on and so forth, which we agreed, which, I mean, I think every businessman in Ghana would do that, or anybody doing that will do that. And so that was what happened. And then, so all along, this was what it was. And then we lost, and I was still driving this car. And then...
Which you did not own. What percentage of the amount did you pay as of the time?
I paid over 50%.
Okay.
So, and you know, I mean, it's just
but
like...
you can't give us how much that...
Just, no, I can't. It's
that
just like...
That would make people suspicious of your story.
No. I mean, I bought it. I paid more than 50% of it. At that time, the value of the vehicle.
If I bought this suit and I paid for it, I should be able to tell people that this...
Yes, but everybody can easily probably Google the price of a V8 at that time in 2016 and say, okay, maybe it was...
Why do you want me to rely on Google when the man is here?
Yes, but so that they know that this is the actual price.
Okay. If I own a property and someone wants to take it from me, that would be theft. But when they came, they said you begged them.
Yes, that's what I'm explaining. And so we won power. We lost power. I was still driving this vehicle around. And then I realized that, look, I've used this vehicle so many times across the country, outside the country, and so on and so forth. There are some scratches and damages on it. So let me just spray it and let me just, service the vehicle. And so I took it to a shop in Accra. Open in Accra, for them to service it. And then...
Were you servicing or changing the car?
No, I mean, it's body works and everything. And so I think even at that point in time, when I was speaking to the guy, I said, oh, Charlie, the scratches and things, let's try. And then the guy said, oh, why don't you respray it to a different color? I said, okay, that's fine, no problem. We can just respray it. And so that is what happened. And so one day I was at home and I got a call and said, oh, John, some people there from National Security, they say you for come. I said, okay, no problem. So I got there. And then they said, okay, so this vehicle is for the national security. I said, okay, can you explain to me? Then they put in the chassis number, and then in the chassis number, it said, imported for the national security. No problem. I said, okay, fine, no problem. Then I called the guy that sold it to me. I said, oh, boss, this is what their people are saying, blah, blah, blah. Then he said he'll get back to me, but he wants to deal with them. Then, so at that point in time, it's like, oh, hey, this vehicle is for them, blah, blah, blah. And then they took the vehicle away.
A vehicle you have not fully paid for.
Yes.
A vehicle you know very well belonged to the government of Ghana.
Yes.
You took it to a spray shop, and you were changing the color.
No, but
that would amount to ill intent.
Yes. But you see, at that point in time when I was paying for the vehicle, it's not a matter of it's for the government or not. It's a matter of, okay, John, when you finish paying, we'll just do the change of ownership. Yeah,
but it was a government car.
Yes.
You know, there are special duties on government cars and so on.
But
so you were benefiting from your association with the government?
No, but I paid for it.
Yeah, but you have not given us how much, so we can't even prove.
Yes, but
you have the receipts?
Yes, but I've paid for it.
Yeah, so if you paid for something, you should fight for it. You don't give up
exactly.
easily.
And so fighting for it is between me and the person or the people. The company. It
was Vani that was mentioned.
The person or the people that sold the vehicle to me.
Did you take them on?
And so I spoke to them and they said, John, you know what, we'll sort it out. After 2-3 months, I paid my balance and I bought a new car.
So they gave you a new car?
I've paid the balance and I bought a new car.
I don't get it. You gave the balance to the company and they gave you a new car?
And I bought a new car, yes.
No, you didn't buy a new car.
I mean, yes, it's a new car.
So they gave you a new car to replace the one that was taken by the government?
Perfectly.
Was it a V8?
Yes.
I see. You don't think that what you were doing was fraudulent?
No, at all. There's nothing fraudulent about it. If
you mentioned the former First Lady,
I never mentioned anything in any report. At the time the National Security came to take the car, I didn't write any formal report. I didn't write anything down. They just came and they took the vehicle away. So all the stories you read, I mentioned former First Lady, I mentioned this, I mentioned this, I mentioned this. They were all false.
If you couldn't be trusted to hand over a government vehicle that was given to you, even when you were not a government appointee, can we trust you, for instance, if you became a minister of state, that you will not repaint the house, the government bungalow that will be given to you, and pay half of it?
I can't repaint it because at that point in time it's a government bungalow.
Yeah, but the car was a government vehicle
but
too.
I had paid for it.
Yes, I'm saying so. Say Mahama wins in 2020. Give me a second. Yes. Mahama wins 2020, gives you minister for something.
Yes.
Maybe anything. Yes. And then, is there a ministry you hope to be a minister?
No.
Anything. And then you're given a government bungalow. Then you go and pay 20% or 50% deposit and say you want to own this bungalow. And then you start painting it. It's the same scenario.
Yes, but at the time you start paying it, the process for ownership begins. So you are asked, you can do whatever it is you want to do to it.
That's not true. If you don't pay, it's not yours.
No. It's like you buy a land. When people who sell land,
yes,
they say, pay 20% and start development.
Yes.
That is it. That's a condition.
But you see, because you were in government and associated to the
government. I
government.
wasn't in government.
You were associated with the government.
I wasn't in government, yes.
You should not have bought a government vehicle because things would have worked easily for you and you knew that this was state property.
There's a difference if you are dashed a vehicle, and there's a difference.
For now on my show,
yes,
it stands that you were dashed because you haven't told us how much you paid for it.
At that point in time, the price of the vehicle is there for everybody.
And it's so difficult for you to mention that price, and you're not going to tell it to us now. And even though you've paid the vehicle 3 years on, you still don't want to give us a date.
No.
You don't think that would affect you in any way?
It is not going to
because
affect
people
me.
Still mock
if
you. In fact, your colleague in the industry, Samini, was out and about calling you out for
Umaru. If you want to know the price of a vehicle at that point in time, it should be between $90,000 to $100,000.
So how much of that did you pay?
I paid more than 50% of that.
Which will take us to what?
More than 50%.
Samini said, we'll never forget you.
Yes.
We'll never forget your views.
Yes.
Are you hurt?
No, I as a matter of fact, after that, I had a wonderful discussion with him, and he tweeted after that and says, you know what, John, we are entrusting you as the youth. Go there and don't fail us. And so I don't see anything wrong with that. The
Director of Transport and Logistics at the Flagstaff House, that is Odinehu Nana Opong, had said at the time that you'll be referred to Martin Amidu, the Special Prosecutor. Did the Special Prosecutor ever invite you over this vehicle?
No.
Never? Has any security agency ever invited you over this?
No.
You've never been?
Never.
You've never been made to write any statement?
Never.
So the vehicle is gone, you found your new vehicle, and it's over.
Exactly.
This is Face to Face on City TV. My guest is John Dumelo. When we come back, he's been going into ladies' rooms, campaigning to them. Is that not taking campaigning to absurd levels? Don't go away. You're welcome back to Face on City TV. John Dumelo, there's a publication, let me read it for you, by Bridget Azore Yora for Graphic, and it was scaled from Kasapa FM, 28th August 2019. Quote, in an interview on Accra-based Kasapa FM on Wednesday, August 28th this year, Mr. Dumelo indicated that he currently does not, quote, even have a dime left on me for the next round of campaign activities, unquote. You don't have a dime.
That was then.
You were flat.
That was then.
Where do you get all the money from all of a sudden that you are moving from community to community, sharing money?
I don't share money. No, I don't share money.
You don't share money?
No.
What do you share?
Nobody has ever seen me share money.
What do you share?
I share the essentials that people need.
You use money to buy them?
Yes, but that's not sharing money.
Where did the money come from to buy all those essentials?
Oh, people day. My pocket today, God day.
No,
yes,
it doesn't work like that in politics.
Like that.
Where is your source of your money?
My source of money is from benevolent people who come and say, John, get 1 CD, get 2 CDs, get 3 CDs, and use it to support your campaign. Are you serious? Very serious. How do they do this contribution? How can we track it? So that we cannot say it was when you were close to John Mahama that he possibly gave you 1 sack load that you went to keep somewhere. I mean that is totally false. Yeah, I didn't say that's what the case is. I'm just saying, how can you prove that that's not what it is? If people said that it was. Yeah, but if people say that, where's the proof? How do the people pay the 1 CD to you? Do they send it via Momo or they drop it in your account? No, these are friends. These are personal friends who come to me and say. How many rich friends do you have? It's not about being rich. Mm-hmm. It's about being content with what you have and sharing the little that you have. And so if tomorrow you call me and say, John, come and get 500 CDs to support your campaign, I'll gladly take it. And so putting together 200 people to give you 500 Ghana cedis. That's money. You're on social media sharing money? I'm not on social media. I never share money. Nobody has ever seen me share money. You don't distribute money? I don't. If I've ever distributed, somebody should bring me evidence and say, John, we saw you giving somebody 1 CD or 2 CD for vote. Never.
But you distribute the essentials which you use
that
money
people
to acquire.
need. Yes, and that is what politicians do.
How much money did you put aside for your own campaign?
This campaign,
Yes.
I haven't budgeted how much I'm spending.
How much have you spent so far?
I've spent quite a lot, which
How much?
I can't be able to quantify it.
Can you give me an estimate?
Because I do pay as you go every single day. Whatever money that I have, whatever money that friends give me, I use it to buy rice. I use it to, rent excavators to seal gutters. I used to fumigate. I use it to, produce hand sanitizers. I use it to, provide loans to market women who, at this point in time, we've provided over 300 market women across the constituency. I mean, men and women across the constituency. I budgeted 200,000 Ghana cedis to be able to give it to these women. And we are doing all these things small.
How much have you spent so far?
It's hard to quantify. I haven't sat down to quantify it.
You have an estimate?
I know, I don't have an estimate.
If you're asked to account for all the CDs you spent, can you account for each of them?
By who?
By the appropriate quarters who may suspect your activities.
There's no appropriate quarters who can come and say that, John, come and account for how much you're spending on your campaign.
You don't care that the money you're spending, if you become an appointee in government, you would be recouping them. So we should be interested in what you are spending now, because whatever you put in, you're bound to reap.
I mean, to say that I'll recoup it is not a fair judgment, because I've been doing charity work from 2010. So if you're saying that I've been giving rice and oil to widows and so on and so forth, and giving essential educational materials, then hoping that, in 2021 I'll get into Parliamentary recoup. No, I don't think that is what it is.
What is your understanding of the concept of vote buying?
I don't think people buy votes.
No, what's your understanding of that concept?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think people buy votes.
Okay.
You cater to the needs of the people who are going to vote for you. And so somebody calls you and says, John, all I need from you is the fact that my relatives in the hospital, I need 200 CDs to be able to buy medicine. That's not vote buying. The person has come to you to say that, John, this is what it is. I need 200, so please give me 200. Or a group of people will say, John, we need our gutter to be desilted. And so please, can you help us? And so I go get an excavator, I desilt it, I open. That is not vote buying.
For an assurance that you get their thumb.
For an assurance that this guy, when we vote for him, he's going to listen to us and he's not going to wait for 2-3 years before he comes to attend to our needs. That is what it is. It's about being there for the people.
Why do you go to the hostels and the rooms of the students on campus? Some people describe that as
gross and predatory.
Thank you.
It is not. It depends on your assessment of it. For me, it's about when I go to a hostel and a lady comes and says, hey, John, can I give you a hug? I can't say, oh, no, don't come and hug me, because no, I can't do that.
Because there was no corona at the time.
Yeah, there was no corona at the time. And so it's like you go somewhere and says, John, give me a high five. And you say, oh, no, I don't want to give you a high five, because when I give you the high five. Or you go somewhere and somebody's doing fufu, preparing fufu, and says, John, come and help me to pound the thing. And I say, oh, no. If I come and help you and they will take a picture, they will say that I'm pounding fufu for vote, so I don't want to help you. But at that point in time, that is all the person wants. For the person to be able to say, I'll vote for John because he came to help me to pound fufu.
Is your wife not worried?
About?
The gross and predatory?
Nah.
She's not?
Yeah.
Lydia is going to be, well, she's currently the MP.
Yeah.
And she's going to be on the MPP's ticket.
Yes.
You think you can beat her, considering that this constituency is traditionally MPP?
When they say it's traditionally MPP, I disagree.
Okay, in history, it has always swung
in history,
towards MPP.
Yes, but we won in 96 and 92 and 96. But we've come close so many times in winning it, especially in 2012, in 2004, in 2008. We've always come close to winning it. And so it's not about it being traditionally MPP. This is not like a Bantama seat or a Mampon seat or a Drisu seat that we know that, oh, this one there is traditionally MPP. There's nothing. But even those seats, we can still bridge the gap. We can still close the gap and be able to win it. So for something like Ayawaso West, is a seat that the NDC is going to win. I'm not going to win it. It is the NDC that is going to win.
Do you have a percentage margin you expect to win it by?
54%.
The people of Ayawaso are watching you.
Yes.
Speak to them. Why should they vote for you instead of Lydia?
You see, it's time we change. Ayawaso West, where it is now, isn't where it's supposed to be. I mean, the MPP have had the seat for so long, and speaking to some of the people, they will say that, John, we've been here for so many years. We've never whenever we tell them to come and do something, they never do it. Yet, election time, they will come and hand money to us and say, oh, vote for us, vote for us. But we are not fools anymore. We want to vote for somebody who is vibrant, somebody who is young, somebody who will know that, somebody who has the energy to be able to transform Ayawaso West and take Ayawaso West to the next level, somebody who will be there for them and somebody who listens. And those are the kind of people, those are the kind of comments that the people pass, and those are the assurances that yes, the people are going to vote for me, even including the own MPP people who I meet and I speak to most of the time and says, John, yabre, I feel the better.
John Dumelo, NDC PC, Ayawaso West Wuogon, thank you for coming on Face to Face.
Thank you too.
And thank you too for watching. Face to Face returns next week on City TV. My name is Umaru Sandamado. Stay tuned in to City TV.